It's 2023, been about 3 years since I did the last update on the 650. Is it still a viable car in 2023? What are the prices doing? Are they going down or going up like they were last time? What's gone wrong with the car in the last 3 years? And would I still consider buying a 650 in 2023? I'm going to answer all those questions for you today. Oh, lorry coming. Best going to move on. There we go. Yeah, that's one good thing about the 650i. You can pull out of junctions pretty damn quickly. So let's have a look at annoying problem number one. Creases. So you get creases in the soft top, as you can see here where it folds up. Unfortunately, the seal and the soft top material itself, the canvas, is starting to break. So we've got one break down there, got one break here, another one there, and the worst one, which is here. So that is pretty abysmal, isn't it? And that's not going to be easy to fix. And I think the only way to fix this is if I sew it using a leather awl. Yeah, we can get behind it, fortunately, which is you can get through there with a needle. And so I could bind this up. Now, it doesn't look too bad until you see it fold away. And the problem is when it does fold away, it gets caught on the compartment. So let's fold it up. So hold my key down. There you go. So this one's not folding too much at the moment. You wait until it gets into the compartment and you'll see what the problem is. So we fold up there. So yeah, it's looking very frayed. And as it goes into the compartment, it gets clouted. So that problem just gets worse and worse and worse because every time you put it up or down, it scrapes on the side of the compartment, just takes off more of the canvas. So that's a real pain in the neck. Okay, so I think I've got a plan with that. That's going to be needle and thread, a good leather awl and some very strong thread. And I'll use black thread and I'll sort that one out. So yeah, I've got a plan for that. Annoying problem number two is, well, it doesn't look too bad from here, does it? Look, the back of the car looks nice and shining, see all the reflections. Yeah, get closer and have a look. Yeah, the clear coat's come off. So this is all the clear coat here. And that's it, just flaked off all the way along that rear bumper or fender. Clear coat's come off. And the clear coat wasn't great to start with. It's always been spotty. I think I'll show, it's easier to see it here. Yeah, it's spotty everywhere, isn't it? You see all these spots. And that's what the bumper started off like. And then it just peeled off and you can see a bit more clear coat coming off here. So that bumper's going to have to come off and be resprayed. And as I say, it's never been perfect to start with. And you can see someone from the waterboard decided to give it a good clout along here, right down to the primer. So I'll be glad to get that all fixed, really, but it's going to cost a few quid. If that's the worst thing on the car so far, yeah, it's not a big problem. So yeah, the two big problems are lack of clear coat and the soft top fraying. So what sort of engine problems have I had on the 650i in the last 3 years? Nothing to worry about. Okay, so we're not getting any smoke at startup or during harsh acceleration. So my stem seals are in fine fettle and they'll stay that way as long as I keep servicing it every year. And that's the most important thing. 1 year or 10,000 miles at the very least, at the very longest. So yeah, I do this every year because I don't do 10,000 miles in it. And that's kept everything in excellent order. So yeah, the things that have gone wrong is the coolant pipe, which goes across here. So it's the bleed pipe from the top of the radiator, trundles along, goes along there, goes into the expansion tank. Quick release thing that end, couple of clips this end. You have to chop off the clip that holds it in here because it's a one-use clip, replace it with a hose clip. The part's about 50 quid from BMW, absolutely no problem at all. When I was doing that and did a video on it, someone said, your top hose has gone brown, and sure enough it had. So I replaced the top hose, not quite so easy. It's like a a set of bagpipes, this pipe is. It's got one that goes down to the auxiliary water pump, which is down there, and another one which clears off to somewhere else, can't remember. So yeah, it's all pipes going everywhere. Yeah, I'm an expert on this, you know. Get some air into it. Right, here we go then. Danny boy. Yeah, that's enough of that. Not a problem. I use stoppers to stop everything up, to stop the coolant coming out. I'll put the link up for it if you're interested. And at some point I'll do the lower hose, because I notice that's gone brown as well. It's right down there in the depths of the engine. But those two things, they are very cheap to do. So yeah, engine problems? Nah, a couple of coolant leaks. That was it really. Anything else? Yeah, well, of course, soft top problems, as always is on an E64, and windscreen wipers. So the wiper arm, one of the bearings failed, this one this end. About 40 quid from Amazon for that. Didn't take long to fix. You really need a bearing puller to pull out this end, but I didn't have one. Used a couple of spanners. No problem at all. About 40 quid for that. So, apart from a few problems with the soft top getting stuck and using the Bozeman poke, we can easily get it to go again. Yeah, the main problem is it's starting to rain. Soft top won't go back up again. And yeah, as long as you know the Bozeman poke, then you can get it to go back up again. So yeah, that's on my website as well. So have a look at that. If you have had problems with a soft top where it won't do what you want it to, give it the poke. Same is true for the rear window. If that won't go up, it normally needs the Bozeman poke at that point here at the back of the car, and that gets it going again. So yeah, apart from those stupid problems with soft top, no problem at all. Had my wing mirror glass go all clouded because they're electrochromatic heated mirrors. Yeah, if you try and get the glass from BMW, it really costs you an arm and a leg, but Lithuanians seem to have them all at the moment, and yeah, it still wasn't cheap. And I do notice that it's got a slight cloud to it again already. That's about a year ago, so you can see a slight cloudiness there. And that will eventually spread across the whole glass, but that's fine at the moment. That's not an MOT failure. Other problems, headlights. They're looking pretty good now. I had it full up with water at one point. There's so much condensation in it. It eventually all went through to the module which sits underneath it here. And that stopped the light working. Replaced the ballast, replaced the bulb, and it still didn't go. So it was time to replace the control unit, which is under the lamp. Don't have to take the bumper all the way off. I've got a video on how to do that. Quite easy to get in from in here, pull the wing out, undo the few bolts at the top, a couple around here. The bumper comes out enough to get the headlight out. Headlight out. The new ballast was £26. So as cheap as muck. Stick it all back together, fully working again. The only thing you have to do now and again is stick the hairdryer in it to keep the condensation low, otherwise it will end up back in the module again. Meant to be sealed between the headlight and the module, but those seals just don't work. If you get enough water in the headlamp from condensation, it will go down and it will frizzle the module. So that fix wasn't too bad at all. It's quite good fun, in fact. It took a little while to do, working out how to get the bumper partially off, because the normal fix is to take the whole bumper off. Didn't want to do that because I didn't have anywhere safe to put it. I wouldn't tread on it. So yeah, partial removal, headlight out, replace the module. And that was it. Yeah, it's really only when you start to tot up the repairs you've had to do during 3 years, you realise that this is a DIY car, really. Let's face it, now if it had to go to BMW, especially for that headlamp, for instance, the headlights are, what, 1,500 quid, and then the module, and then the labour and all the rest of it associated. Yeah, that would have been very expensive. And then the wing mirror and the wipers and the coolant pipes. Yeah, it does start to get it. Oh, of course, and the soft top getting stuck. Yeah, DIY fix, no problem at all. Take it to BMW. Yeah, that's going to be extortionately expensive. So, yeah, you've got to realise that if you're going to take the car to an independent or to BMW to be repaired, that's going to be very expensive and probably not viable. But if you're happy doing all the little jobs, and it's quite good fun, to be honest, Yeah, quite enjoyed doing the coolant pipes and the mirrors and the wipers and the headlight. That's all great learning experience. But yeah, take it to BMW and it just isn't viable. That would have been more than the worth of the car. And what about prices for the 650i and the 6 Series range altogether? Well, they're diverging, and what I mean by that is good examples, low mileage examples, are going up and up. I've seen them for 11, 12, 13,000 pounds, and that's what I paid for this car in 2015. However, prices for ones which are a bit, well, not well maintained, let's say that sort of scuffed up alloys, scratches on the metalwork and stuff like that, yeah, they're getting lower and lower. So I've seen them for £5,000 and they're not selling well. However, the good examples are selling really well. So if you want to get one now. And there we go then. Yeah, that's the E64 650i in 2023. Still a fantastically fast, reliable car. Pretty much as fast as anything out on the road, apart from exotics. Now, would I buy another E64 in 2023? No, I wouldn't. I'd buy an E63, and the reason for that being that the E64 can be quite claustrophobic with the roof down. Now, we don't get to have the roof up that often, and when my wife's in the car, she doesn't like the roof up anyway. So yeah, it becomes a bit claustrophobic. The roof's quite close to your head, and there's not much glass around you. So the E63, especially with the panoramic sunroof, would be the best option for me. But I'm really glad that I bought the E64 all those years ago, because it's been a fantastically reliable car, and the big problems that people always whinge about, which is the stem seals and other sort of engine problems like oil leaks, that hasn't really afflicted me. And when it has, it's only cost a few quid to fix, so I really can't complain. In 2023, it's still a fantastically fast car. Nothing much on the road beats it. Eats Teslas, no problem at all. Yeah, Teslas might get fast off the mark, but get up to about 30 miles an hour, and yet this thing is so much faster than them. Run out of go, they do, whereas the 650i just keeps on going and going. Yeah, it's a fantastic car. Anyway, if that helped you, put the thumbs up. Keep subscribing, and yeah, keep commenting, love the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.